Hello and welcome again to airgunweb.com. My name is Rick Utzler and I'm glad that you've joined us here again today. We want to take a look at the Benjamin Super Streak. This is a break barrel rifle that boasts velocity up near 1,500 feet per second. That's pretty screaming in a break barrel gun. We're going to take a look at this gun today and see, one, does it hit that velocity mark, and two, can it do it with any sort of accuracy? Let's take a look at the gun.
The Benjamin Super Streak is a very long break barrel rifle. The stock is gorgeous with a thumb hole grip and some very attractive checkering into the stock. The barrel is a thick steel barrel with a fluted muzzle brake. The gun probably goes about 12 or 13 pounds with the scope. It's definitely not something you want to carry around all day long. But you can see some of the detail there on the stock. It is done very well. I know some of the earlier models did not look this nice, but this is a very good looking stock. Here's another look at some of the detailing there on the handle. It is really attractive. The rifle sports the standard Crosman trigger, which is basically worthless. Crosman, please do something about this trigger. It's just horrible to use, and it makes a great gun shoot mediocre, and that's horrible. There's the Benjamin name etched in the bottom of the gun. All in all, it looks very nice. The rifle ships fully equipped with iron sights, the rear being a micro-click fully adjustable sight. The front sight on this gun is just a simple iron post. The rifle ships with a 4x16 center point scope. Some of the features include lockdown turrets, a fully adjustable objective, as well as a red and green illuminated reticle, which is also mil-dot range estimating. This is a really nice scope for this rifle. I think 16 power is a little bit much, but it's nice to have the extra when you need it.
Alright, we're going to take a quick look at some of the velocities you can get out of the Benjamin Super Streak. We're going to start with some pellets that Crosman sends with it, lead-free, ultra-light pellets. Let's take a look and see how it does. Cocking the Super Streak takes a good bit of strength, so when you're ready to cock it, make sure you really grab hold of it and pull it. If you don't, and it slips out of your hands, you can get seriously injured with this gun. Let's see how she shoots here. Okay, these Crosman lead-free pellets really generate a lot of velocity. You probably heard on that tape the very significant crack. That was that pellet breaking the sound barrier. Our fastest pellet went 1,355 feet per second. Our slowest pellet went 1,324 feet per second. Our average was 1,338 feet per second. That leaves us a difference of 31 feet per second. And an ultralight pellet, that difference is actually it's really not that bad. Let's move on to a pellet that I know groups very well in this rifle and is going to be far more practical. This is the H&N Field Target Trophy. While these pellets, you can't pick them up at Walmart, you can order them at pyramidAir.com. And as always, they have a buy three, get one free plan, which really makes picking stuff like this up pretty economical. Not quite sure what these run per tin. They're not terrible, but they're definitely going to cost you more than, say, Crosman Premiers. Let's take a look and see what these produce for velocity. Alright, we just wrapped up doing some velocity tests on the H&N Field Target Trophy pellets. These are really nice, consistent pellets, and they group very well in this gun. The velocity was pretty good. We're looking at the majority of our shots were all over 1,000 feet per second. So we're talking about shooting a reasonably heavy lead pellet at over 1,000 feet per second consistently. That's really a feat. We know there's a lot of guns that advertise 1,000 feet per second. Very seldom do you ever actually get 1,000 feet per second, and if you do, you're going to be using very light pellets. Let's look at the exact numbers. We had a high velocity of 1,017 feet per second. We had a low of 980 feet per second. An average of 1,006 feet per second. And a difference of 37 feet per second. I'm not sure why we got the 980. There might have been a little bit of deformity in the pellet because everything else has always been consistently above 1,000. Let's move on to one other pellet as far as velocity goes. That's going to be the Beeman Kodiak Extra Heavy pellet. It's always good to see just what a gun will really do with a really heavy pellet. Let's take a look at some of these velocities. As we take a look at these velocities for the Beeman Kodiak Extra Heavy pellets, wow, I think you're going to be pretty shocked to see what we got for numbers. Our high velocity was 964 feet per second. Our low was 955 feet per second. We had an average of 957 feet per second. That only gives us a 9 foot per second spread. These very heavy pellets seem to do very, very well in this rifle. We're going to start with the Crosman Super Light pellets and then move to the H&N pellets and then wrap up with the Beeman Kodiak Extra Heavy pellets. Let's see how we do shooting. Okay, as we wrap up the summary on the Benjamin Super Streak, first time we received this gun from Pyramid Air, we had a defective product. I worked with it and worked with it and worked with it and worked with it and was unable to get it to group respectably at all. Sent it to Crosman, this is the replacement, and obviously this one's performing much, much better. I can't stress enough just how important it is when you receive this rifle to go through absolutely every screw, make sure it's tightened all the way up. This gun has a very, very strong recoil. If you don't go through and tighten everything up, you will never get it to group properly. With that said, you can see from the shot cards, if you find the right pellet and you're willing to have enough patience to learn how to shoot the gun, you can get some very nice groups. The one shortcoming in this gun, this is a horrible, horrible, horrible trigger, which makes accuracy very, very difficult to achieve. It's a $300 gun, and you're going to have to decide whether or not it's worth being able to shoot 1,300 feet per second. If that's worth $300 to you, then I would definitely buy this gun. You can spend a lot less and frankly do the same as this gun will do as far as accuracy goes, but you won't have the bragging rights of 1,350 or 1,360 feet per second. Final thoughts, it's a decent gun, shoots well, although it does take a lot of work to make it generate the accuracy that most people are going to want out of a $300 gun. I want to thank the guys again over at Pyramid Air for letting us take a look at this rifle. Anytime you guys need new supplies or that next air gun that you're looking to buy, please go to their website, check their prices, and they're a great bunch of folks over there. They'll take care of you after the sale as well. Their website is www.pyramidair.com. My name is Rick Utzler, and I want to thank you again for joining us here at airgunweb.com. Until next time, shoot safe.